You know, I don't want to scare anyone off, but since December 2022, I have done my own amateur investigation of the IDAHO4. If you haven't heard of the IDAHO4, four college students savagely murdered in late 2022. It's gonna walk in and kill them. Okay? Fucking Idaho. I don't want to keep doing Idaho, but it keeps bringing me back. So, let's go back to it for a minute. And this is the most perplexing, is what the hell is going on with these weird-ass elusive roommates? I'm sick of these roommates, and I've never even seen their faces, okay? But again, it's been a month. Give us all a break. Say something. So there's something there that I think has not been unveiled lately or at all, and this leads to the last question. Why are we not hearing about bloody foot tracks all around those two floors? What's with the roommates and their silence? What's with no blood trail leading out of the house? Is this perhaps because the killers didn't leave the house?
Somebody clean, like, there's no trails coming out. There's not even this looks like somebody cleaned up. Mm-hmm. Potentiality that the killer never even left the house. Okay.
At some point, the perpetrator is going to have to scope out the outside of the house, even if they've been inside a million times. Okay? Now, let's consider 3, maybe 4 individuals standing in this same spot watching the house. They probably have a motive, whether it be money, drugs, revenge, or silence. I think silence plays a bigger role in this than we think. Silence from the roommates, and, come on, there's a lot of silence from Idaho police departments. That's right. This may have all happened because someone required silence. So number 1, I think it was more than one killer, and I think it involved drugs. That's my only conclusion so far. As far as the police force, they don't even have a conclusive motive. They keep spinning around. It's a big circle of nothing. They're spinning around like the wheels on the Elantra they will never locate. So let's get the hell out of the Elantra, let's get out of the dorms, and for God's sake, get the hell out of the food truck. It's all irrelevant. Look outside the bubble. Check rehab facilities. Check out the county jail for someone who was possibly booked and released on a drug charge that week, okay? Drug charge that week, okay? It's 12:09 a.m., making it finally the end of the bitterest, most loneliest Christmas I've ever experienced. It sucked. There was no Christmas. Focusing on the Idaho tragedy, it's very simple. I think the roommates may have been witness to something and they were threatened, and that's why they're not talking. Is nobody mentioning this? Some weird roommates? They're more or less ghosts. They're all ghosts in that house at this point. It's sad. They're all ghosts in that house at this point. As far as my Moscow, Idaho TikTok detective community, hey, they did some great stuff, and now they just recycle, and it's boring, and they always creeped me out, let's be honest. So today I just saw a report that one of the victim's fathers is accusing the Idaho cops of being cowards, and he has a point. Is he projecting? Of course not. His daughter was just killed. So also, I'm sure the woke assholes who are telling everyone, don't say anything about the investigation, I'm sure they're condemning him. But fuck them, okay? What did they lose? Have they ever lost anything? No, his point is completely valid. The cops are saying that they have somebody in mind. So if there is a description of this Rambo knife-wielding savage, his point is you need to tell the public so they can look out for them. But they know that they have nothing. He knows it, we know it. They don't have shit. Because, as you know, they keep telling us this one poor girl was targeted simply because her wounds were more excessive than the others. I don't think that makes her a target. And I think it's very cruel that they would imply this, because whether you know it or not, saying that she was targeted leads your mind to conclude, oh, she was the target. Who did she piss off? She didn't piss off anyone. And I don't know why the word targeted is even included in this dialogue. So thank Moscow, Idaho PD, thank some other expert genius, thank the FBI, but that's just wrong. Okay, so it's December 28th, running around with more or less an incoming head cold, and also the adrenaline I just used for the past hour and a half, running around outside in the cold. But I'm doing the opening segment to Idaho. It's been too much work. What this poor guy doesn't know is he is in for a lot of work. Fucking Idaho. I don't want to keep fucking Idaho. Once again, here we go. They don't even have a conclusive motive. Do you realize that? Okay. Okay, so it's December 21. I just saw an update from the illustrious Moscow PD. And then he tells us the Moscow Police Department has... That's the killer. That's the kid. It sounds like a killer, right? So he should just get up there and say, I'm sorry, we just got nothing. We just got nothing. Nothing. Sorry. Let's talk about the prosecution, all right? The prosecution. The female part of the prosecution. What the hell is this shit? Or maybe I'm not really kidding. From the beginning, I've said that the police are protecting someone. Could they be protecting another cop? This happened. I am in no way anti-police. That's stupid. But a cop could have gotten in, committed the murders, gotten out of there seamlessly with an alibi. That's a possibility. See where I'm going with this? I'm just going in a big circle. But this circle encompasses everyone as a suspect. So if the cops were involved, and they happen to be right there at the time of the murders, funny, huh? But they have an alibi. They have an excuse, a solid reason. They ticketed 4 underage drinking college guys. And I'm not blaming the cops. I'm blaming everyone. Specifically, the roommate's remix of her story. Apparently, she did hear things, and she confronted the suspect face to face, and he did not kill her. That's my first problem with it. I hate to say it, I'm glad she's alive, thank God. And it's just a complete lie from what she originally said. And there's no reason you would lie about this. Fuck them. No 911 call. Eventually, their college kid friends are hanging out, and one of those assholes takes the phone, calls 911. That, I think, is the real story.
The police chief, James Fry, the Moscow PD, recorded a video of himself and posted it on the Moscow police website saying, "We have no suspect." Let me read it for you.
Let's keep in mind, Brian Kohberger was arrested at his parents' residence in Pennsylvania. But did you know, upon Brian's arrest, Pennsylvania PD would hold their own press conference. Oh yeah, check it out.
Conference on Friday.
Now listen very closely.
Pacific time, affidavits have to be served to him once he's extradited back before they could be unsealed.
Has he said has anyone else been arrested?
I'm going.
And Channel 7 News asks, hasn't he said, was anyone else arrested? So this guy knows this came from his arresting officers. That's the leak. Has anyone else been arrested? He's probably kind of pissed off.
Can you confirm that Kohberger asked whether or not anyone else had been arrested when he was in custody?
I cannot confirm that or.
And look who's back from the batting cage. Make it snappy, okay? Chop, chop.
Now we will open the floor to questions. However,
is our community safe, or is law enforcement still on the search for other suspects who might be involved in this attack?
what I can tell you is we have an individual in custody who committed these horrible crimes, and
Believe it or not, the thing that surprised me the most in all this is the Idaho police chief yesterday during the press conference. He says, he is our killer. That was just dumb. That's the guy. Nope, it's him. Nothing like trial by jury. It was dumb.
Next, I'll introduce Colonel Kent Wells from Idaho State Police.
Look at this.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Kedrick Wills. I serve as the director of the...
Next, I'll introduce Colonel Kent Wells from...
My name is Kedrick Wills.
Colonel Kent Wells. Colonel Kent Wells.
Kedrick Wills. My name is Kedrick Wills. I serve as the director of the Idaho State Police.
So, there's that. This is a stupid move.
So in that respect, if you have so many of these pieces, it just becomes less and less reasonable to assume that it's not the guy. Maybe to assume that it's not the guy.
I saw his picture, I read some things, and within about 10 minutes I concluded, this is not the guy.
To assume.
You incriminated this person before he could even waive his extradition from Pennsylvania if he wanted to. He was not even in Idaho.
we first want to acknowledge and thank Governor Little for the early promise of financial support that enabled the university to secure our campus and focus on helping our students and our employees in the wake of the crimes.
Yes, as I recall, it was a $2 million donation with a simple message, fix it.
So...
Excuse me, Scott, if I may paraphrase. If anything happens to this college, this town is over. Thank you. Hello? Hello? Hey, psst, come here. I want to say thanks to everyone for watching this video. Yeah, it was a hell of a lot of work putting it together. I'm obviously still putting it together right now. I'm just searching that digital gutter, and I can't find December 30, 2022. I was delivering for Amazon, and the phone is going crazy, so I pulled over, and this is the first that I ever saw Brian Kohberger. And in the blog, I remember saying, this guy? This is not the guy. This is not the guy. Thanks again. Take care. And in 4 days, it had been found. And I can't find December 30, 2022. I just heard that the SWAT team knew what they were looking for when they went in. That only means murder weapon. On the other side of that, this guy has no priors. He just received his master's in criminology. So he's a young guy. He's moving on. What the hell would have made him move on into the opposite direction by committing 4 murders? And also, somebody tell me this is not Reddit's person. You know, the elusive Reddit person who's posting all these details, and every low IQ person on the internet is saying he must have been there because he knows the details. We all have details. There's thousands of details. We don't know anything. And as far as we all said, it would be a highly educated person. It doesn't take education to commit 4 murders. You're in, you're out. And back to no priors, I mean, this guy received a $10 seatbelt violation in that area way back in August, which he paid. So, you know, not only does he have no priors, That doesn't connect him to murders. It didn't even connect him to having to do traffic school. I don't get it. I don't think this is the guy, but this is so early on. I just have a feeling. I don't think this is the guy. And I caught so much hell for it. Now, everybody you see here, all the most popular TikTok, especially the most popular YouTube presenters, that was more trolling than I've ever experienced in the following 3 years of YouTube and TikTok. People did not want to believe that this was not the guy. It was clear to me it wasn't the guy. It still is. And there will always be detractors. We know this. What they're all missing is that we care. And this is what bonds us together. We care. You can't fault that. Thank you for watching. Just so you know, this is fully realized content. That means it is ready to go. I hope you're ready. And in the meantime, feel free to like, share, subscribe, donate. This is the only way we're going to get rolling. And thanks again. I will be back. I got to go write some songs. Take care.